If you thought this was the better read, why'd you pick blue side in game 1? Maybe with you know, a thinning out of the champions with Fearless, with 10 additional bans, you think you'll be able to get a stronger R1, R2 here. If you're hoping for a Morgan top lane counter pick, think again. We're not living in that meta. You might get a counter pick, but it's not going to be like the R5 counter pick that we used to see from some of our teams. I am curious to see what their plan is going to be. Wukong was banned by them in game 1. They will ban the Yunara even when it is up here in game 2.
Any Rise enjoyers?
You mean like RYZE?
Yeah, not the other Rise.
Yeah, I'm an enjoyer of it. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty high tier list. I think it's pretty good on red side that you give them an OP and then get Rise. Well, but they already gave the Pantheon in game 1.
10. Okay.
Okay.
So now that Rise's counter is banned, we can pick it.
Yeah. Cassiopeia was banned, so just kind of felt like that was obviously where Nongshim RedForce were going.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few other picks they could have gone for, like Xin Zhao, first pick, but the Ryze is very safe. Let's see if Gwen gets a look here, because Ryze-Gwen has been a really strong pairing.
Aurora as well.
Aurora is looking like it's going to be the first lock here, which will deter a nerfed Gwen, I think, quite heavily, as long as they hold the flex here. And maybe that Xin Zhao still just comes through right here, because we kind of tier list a little bit the LCK, especially on red side, R1, R2. Trundle, also currently I would say higher than Xin Zhao on the tier list. It is completely blind though, which I think is less safe than Xin Zhao blind.
Yeah, I mean, it's good if you 100% think that they're going to go for Xin Zhao. But they're not. They're going to play Wukong, which was available. And Quirky,
oh god,
which very high win rate, 75% in the previous patch.
Quirky's so strong in lane, so strong in team fights, so safe, and yet such good follow-up to something like a Wukong engage. The answer here is not simple, let's say, as to what's going to be picked in the bottom lane into it. In fact, they will avoid that entirely and just go for this Ambessa pick.
So
now you know
also
the
don't,
Aurora
yeah,
is
you don't hold
to,
on to your flex as well by doing this. But you do get Morgan, one of the picks that he's comfortable with. So it could be like a little bit of a champ pool issue, but we're in game 2, right? So want to get him extreme power, perhaps.
I think with the nerfs to Gwen, this matchup is really, really tough, so maybe they'll just avoid it entirely. Bro ban the Renekton, kind of agreeing with that sentiment that they're not going to ban the Gwen here. We've seen this matchup go both ways. We've seen the Ambessa has a common counter pick to the Gwen, but on this patch, feels like the Ambessa should be able to win out, even with the strong side late win con that you have with the Ryze here. See if they want to do something entirely different. The Scion feels like an amazing pick, except that there's a Trundle in terms of the matchup and the scaling that you have in your draft, so I don't think they'll be looking for that one. They could try to do something like put Kingen on his classic Aatrox. I'll have to wait and see what the bottom matchup is. I'll get a little bit more information in just a moment about that.
I think banning just Renekton is a good idea. Banning Rakan when there's Wukong, another good idea. So at least Bro have figured that part out.
Maybe just a Bard ban here feels safe. So they're planning on picking it themselves, which they could be. They'll ban Hype's Jhin. So Jhin follow-up with Ambessa Trundle feels pretty good. Doesn't make sense.
And Bard goes well with the Jhin, so you can just ban the other part of that duo.
They don't have, like, I feel like Kai'Sa is great here too, and you kind of end up being like, is Lucian the only option? And I think the answer is yes, you know, in terms of AD carries that follow up on Ambessa, you know, Trundle, peak potential. You want something with burst damage. And it's Lucian into Corki, so the support matchup is going to matter a lot. Palu will have the counter pick there. Something pretty punishing, I think, is what you're looking for as Kingen. Just going to lock the Alistar and concede the 2v2 power a little bit. And that Aatrox, pretty punishing. It's what I mentioned earlier. He does have World's MVP on this champion. from that DRX run 3 years ago. And it will be the Bard that you could have done something different. Or sorry, Braum. I always say these two champions backwards for whatever reason. Valdez gave me a look.
That doesn't look like Bard at all.
Lucian Braum.
It's like the opposite of Bard, actually.
So the Braum, in this case, we knew it was very likely going to be that, but they could have done something funky if they wanted to, based on what they saw. I think Lehens is like, I'm happy to play Alistair into this. It is going to be hard, but you have the Corki, and you can shred those resistances. We talk about this all the time. Corki wins so many lane matchups. This is one that's going to be kind of skill-based. I don't think it's a default win for Lucian Braum by any means, but the Alistair, with some of the nerfs that have come through, is not going to be as strong as some of the other picks they could have gone for. That's quite violent. Broman's taken out Nuggery.
Yeah. So, League of Rise.
No,
X.
League of Legends.
League of Legends.
That's what it says, yeah.
And the Legend Group team, Nongshim, rejoices as they are the only team in plans that was in Legend Group. So, looking pretty good for them, especially after that game number 1. First pick Rise here for Calyx, set up with the Cassiopeia ban. Can he carry the game? Let's find out as we hop onto the rift for game number 2.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다. 미니언 생성까지 30초.
Game number 2 of the first best of 5 in play-ins. If you missed it, you're like, hey, how is it already game number 2? I just got here a little bit late. Well, the first game was 24 minutes long.
Yeah.
It wasn't very long at all.
By the way, it is, if you guys want to know, the fastest play-ins game in LCK history.
Thanks, Wolf. Also the longest.
Yeah, that's also accurate.
The most kills and the least kills ever.
But also, keep in mind, it also had both the earliest and latest first blood
Yep,
in play-ins history.
that is true.
So it was actually quite a historical game.
I was here. You were here. Chat was here.
You know, it had other historical moments, like the first Rumble to ever be played in play-ins. As we'll stop now. That's a dead ward. So that's a big win. Scan it, sweep it, tap it.
That's what they say. You thought it was bop it? No, you're wrong.
Yeah, Daft Punk's original lyrics were not released until just now. Technologic down here.
Sweep,
in this.
scan it, sweep it. What? Okay, flash on in, and now the Gatling gun already getting in. Lehens, they're going to trade for the heal and the barrier for his flash.
Keeping barrier is actually pretty helpful if you can continue to pressure. You have to hold on to this tempo non-stop, as Gio is going to try to do here, because that's the extra shield you're going to have in any sort of extended trade. You get level 2 first off of this, and I think it's actually worth. Doesn't look like it when you look at Flash being down, because that's always considered to be the best summoner spell, but I think in this 2v2 scenario, trade up for Nongshim.
And he's got Hex Flash.
Yeah,
So he's chilling.
Also that.
He's like, okay, I unlocked my Hex Flash. These are some unfortunate stats. Gideon has played a lot of Wukong, but again, they haven't done a lot of winning, and this was against the likes of Genji, T1, Humalife Esports. Just for you guys who are a little bit unfamiliar with the format, we're going to say this a bunch here on day 1. Although
for some of these other ones over here,
for these are just real stats against teams that Bro was mostly closely matched with.
Morgan has had some really rough Ambessa games, but a lot of those losses, I was like, he was not the reason why they lost that game. But yeah, it was a stat that kind of got extended. He finally just got, very recently, in that last series, his very first Ambessa win.
Yeah.
Balu? That was scary.
I think it was scary for him as well. I don't think he really meant to do that.
Ooh, King!
He's just owning this lane right now. And
I thought he was going to flash for that Q3.
It was pretty close, you know? It was pretty close.
We're not quite there, but like very, very close. And then we'll miss these. Okay, caster curses are real.
Yes. Very aware. Calyx pretty low. He's going to have to flash away from the pillar. Krako's coming in now, but Gideon is here. Can't really fight because Calyx also doesn't have any mana, so.
That's a value flash get right there. That's the kind of flash we're feeling really happy about. Let's see if Gio's barrier advantage is going to mean anything here. No, the answer is not really.
Keeps
it helped.
Healthy.
Yeah, it helped, but it was not like a big win. As all potions have been consumed now. Len's like, I don't need potions.
Yeah, they've got cookies.
I mean, yeah, but also is like Alistair's heal.
Yes.
But yeah, he has cookie as well. I have cookies here too.
You have a lot of cookies.
Yeah, I have about 6.
I don't know why
left
you
in
brought
my
so many
inventory.
cookies today.
I have a container that fits all the cookies I had left.
There were so many snacks brought today. We had buns. There was also chocolate brought by Chronicler.
Yeah.
You brought cookies.
And Calyx brought Rise to the bottom lane without Realm Warp. He just walked over.
Yeah, it looks like Paulo might be paying for this one, as in they go. Very easy dive. First blood given over to Calyx. That is that first pick, Rise, getting some huge value early on here for his wallet.
Just a roam. Doesn't need any Realm Warp. Doesn't need any of that technology. No ultimate required. As Kingen is level 6.
Yeah. And that allows him to just stay for the Demolish proc and pick up that first plate. Now he can back, he has TP, so he's totally fine. Meanwhile, Krako trying to steal the Raptors here. Calyx nearby. He's gonna pull these out, but not really gonna... Okay, well, he's gonna stick around, actually. He's got some help from Palu, but at the same time, Gideon can just pull it into the brush and deal with that. Now a pillar goes down on a Calyx, but phase rush, very good against slows. So he just sprints around the pillar.
Yep, we'll be totally fine. Well, it was a good target to go for there, but his positioning was so safe that it was hard to actually get anything done there. Flashless, but not phase rushless. A lot of shishes. So he told them as he walked away, don't pillar me again.
Yeah.
Quiet down, Krako. As I'm really excited to watch this matchup. Like, this has just been super fun so far, as Kingen is really putting on a world champion performance on his Aatrox again.
He just keeps Morgan guessing. Like, the way he's moving his champion just... You know, Aatrox has the sweet spots, right? So it's very precise where you have to hit your abilities, but you never really know where Kingen's going to be positioning if he's just all over the place. Very nice combo here on a Hype, but they're playing in a Braum. It's very nice because it kind of caught him mid-dash, but it ended up being not very much at all.
And Hype's had his barrier back first, so still had that, which was quite helpful for him in that exchange. As Gio will be getting his back up in a moment, but I don't think they'll be engaging on him. As Calyx, once again, potential target here. Morgan looking for the fruit gank?
Fruit gank!
He's like, if I come over here and get more of this fruit, I'll be at an advantageous position in our extended trade. But no, Kingen's just like, whatever. And then they go back. I love how much we're watching this. Like, I'm so trained by LCK observing that when we get a sudden pan over, I'm like, oh! And then they're just like trying to race for fruit. It's like a Kirby's Gourmet race from Super Nintendo battle or something. Well, continuing to trade. Boots advantage.
And we just keep watching.
Yeah. I mean, this is the best channel right now. In this theoretical TV. Remember TV channels?
Yeah. Who watches TV anymore?
The closest thing to a
Cable.
TV is like the YouTube logo that kind of still sort of resembles a TV with like a play button on it.
Yeah. That is TV nowadays.
Yeah.
That and Twitch, I guess. For us gaming folk.
Twitch?
Twitch? Rich? Rich is, he's not here in plans.
We'll see him next year.
Yeah.
We are going to have a big setup here for the Grubs. Gio and Lehens are kind of a little bit caught out. Krako on a nice angle.
Yeah, Krako does have a nice angle, but Gio gets to safety now. The Subjugate's certainly going to help, but the Rise comes over, and Calyx is making their life so hard closer here as well. Trying to take out Gideon will do that, but only that, as Paulo is going to fall, and Hype is too low. Has to flash the wall, and it's another big early win here for Nongshim.
A relatively good setup there for Bro, but we're going to watch this again. Get him!
Woo! Morgan not exactly taking the best trades. The ult's not going to do all too much.
I mean, some of these misses for Kingen, if they hit, like he might be like 0-2 in this game. Is very difficult to hit some of those, obviously, when Morgan's also trying to outplay him, but he is not only losing trades, but nearly losing his life at several of these opportunities. So I like this angle here for Kroko. The problem is that if Gideon just says, I don't care about Grubs, like, he's come a long way, man. Gideon Grubs, dropping Grubs to actually go over and Cyclone for his team? That's not a 0-9 Wukong, is it? Surely not. He's a knower. He turns, he helps save the team engager with hands rotating over. Culling had already been used. And they end up winning the exchange. And do not get more of the Grubs, because they were pretty low and they back away. They're only picking up 1, but 3 kills on the board now.
And we're back.
We're back watching this.
We're back at the best channel. Oh, Morgan keeps running into those. Gotta be careful.
It's like Dad wants to check the score on the bottom 2v2.
Yeah.
Like, can I just turn on for 1 second?
Can I check the Yankees game?
Dad, I'm watching Kingen. Just let me check real quick. Let me see, is Hype doing all right? Oof. Hype's had a tough season.
How are the Giants doing? Let me check quick.
Yeah.
Gotta change to Fox.
Yeah, Dad's not happy. Dad's a bro fan. Not liking, not liking what he's seeing in the bottom lane. But he is still a Kingen enjoyer, of course.
Of course. All dads are. It's just the way it goes. They were watching in 2022, so hard not to be a fan.
I mean, Kingen's literal dad is here and was here on camera earlier, watching and enjoying.
Was and also is.
Yes.
Yeah. Some of the sweet spots not connecting, but still the damage coming through, and Kingen just goes in with the World Ender and is looking for it, and Morgan in a ton of trouble is going to just dash away, but he is super low. Has his flash still available. That's another sweet spot hit.
Look at the maturity of Kingen in this moment, too. Like, he could have flashed for that, but waits for his teammates to come up just in case someone like Kroko is lurking. He is. And they may still get the interrupt. No. But this is still a huge win. And if he TP's back, he may just find himself fish food. Or monkey food.
Fish food? Is there a fizz in this game? I don't know.
No, I mean, just, you know, like, fish food. It's a saying. It used to be anyways.
Yeah. Back in your day.
Back when TV was a thing. They actually do keep everyone here, though, so the teleport does work out. It's just a huge commitment of resources.
Gideon's like, I don't want any more grubs. I got 1.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
So
I'm not gonna waste my time.
Late 12-minute grub fight. And Nongshim said, no, we only fight grubs early. Not interested anymore. And some plate gold going over here. It's a 1,000 gold lead for Gio in the bottom lane matchup on that channel. Dad no longer is interested in watching.
Yeah.
And
I don't blame Dad.
it's Ambessa that got 2 grubs for a potential side lane. You know, it's not a 1v1 Kingen.
Maybe he sniffs this one out, as he is not going to dash on in. Does dash away now with the flash, but with Pillar up, might be enough, but the heal comes in. Lehens is here right on time, gets the stun. Is going to have Kingen fall, but the rest of the squad is coming on up, and it will end up being a 2-for-1 here for Nongshim, just on the hasty help there to the top lane.
And this is right when, you know, Calyx has come up here, has his teleport, and like the wave in the mid lane is being caught. Now, it's a huge wave on the bottom side. The Hype shoved in that is going to be caught, but they're going to get even more here top side with Arise shoving that wave into this turret. He's going to pick up plate gold. And this is more valuable. They're even trying to deny this red buff now, as there's simply nothing Closer can do. There's no jungler here, so no smite. Doesn't even need to use smite to secure it. And now Closer's being zoned off of farm as well. So sure, you lost a wave bottom side, but you won everywhere else. And this is just, again, Legend macro at work.
Nongshim spent their time just getting beat down by the best in the LCK. And now they're here in play-ins, and they're the best. Or at least that's what it looks like so far. It's a pretty sizable lead already here in game number 2. And the tempo vibes are heavily in their favor. Like, you look at all the lanes, they're just dominating. And now, hiding on Bush, trying to make a play here into the Aurora. Tons of damage already coming down. Closer, not going to drop that ult just yet. Not even going to flash, but he does get away with just a bit of health. And now a
cross
quirky
map.
gank?
Cross map.
Yeah, cross map.
Oof.
Everyone loves a cross map, and they get it down on the bottom side. And they take down Morgan just to add insult to injury.
Well, Hens has just been in the right place, the right time this whole game, but also game 1 too. Had a really great start on his career debut. Nico, hard to believe, by the way, that stat. Not saying it's wrong. I'm just like, really? Seriously?
Yeah.
Peter's first Bard game, I'm like, yeah, that kind of checks. But Morgan here, pushed away. Corky shows up.
He could have left.
Yeah, he could have, but he wanted to greed for the wave. He's already significantly behind. Doesn't have a TP. Like, if he walks away here and they get the whole turret, like, he loses so much. But I think it's a tough call to make, but I think it was the call to make. And Bro are going to get a dragon here, so that's good.
They got a dragon. They did it. Good job, Bro.
Good job, Bro. You know, Bro's greatest time with Umpty, that stat when they went to the playoffs, was when they were like the greatest dragon stacking team. They drafted evergreen compositions every time. They were just they're like, we're scaling, we get dragon, we sit on dragon time that is bought.
It was easy to be a bit more one-dimensional when there was no Fearless.
Yeah.
Now there's Fearless. Lehens is Alistair. And how long will this last is the question against 4 people. As Pillar comes down, Lehens still surviving, but eventually does go down in trade of the Rift Herald, it looks like.
And
See if they can get this as Bro is moving over.
Yeah, they are going to go for the contest. Paulo does have ultimate here and flash, but for what?
He didn't hit the eye. There he is going to get it. And now goes back for the eye, has to go for the Cyclone, and Gideon almost definitely dead. Is going to flash over the wall, though. And the follow-up does come in from Bro.
Calix has Realm Orb, but he's going to get collapsed on before he can try to save Gideon, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And it looks like he is going to die for this turret as well. But look at Kingen in the bottom lane. Oh, the dodge! And he gets out, and Kingen's going to get that turret I was, in the beginning of mentioning as the sidestep comes through. So he gets a turret, he Realm Orbs out. Successful heist. Herald, eye secured, inner turret, bottom lane secured, outer top lane secured, get out macroed. Bros, 4,000 gold, the deficit now, and Hype. He's got flash, and he may need to use it.
He definitely has to here. Let's see if Lehens can go for the play. He is going to get the combo in. Hype just turning and burning just a bit here into Lehens with the TP coming up from Closer, who is 3-0, so that's going to be a 4th one for our Aurora player for the side of Bro. And now looking for a pillar, but I think just a little bit too far away. They are onto the turret, and they're going to dive it as now we have TP coming in. And the Rise is, in fact, going to be shut down. Rocco pretty tanky, but eventually I think he just goes down after the dive. Ends up being a trade and another kill here for Kingen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a trade up for Bro, but it's something. And, I mean, they strike back. And it's a teleport got from Kingen. You know, this is, again, when you're behind like this, I want to quantify this as like, well, it's not enough, but it's something, anything is. It's like the thing we talked about last game where it's like, oh yeah, you gave up like 3 turrets, but you got the objective. That's something. Yeah. This isn't quite that bad, but it's all they can get. And at least they're able to get that, because all it takes in this game is a 4,000 goldie, but all it takes is just one messed up team fight for Nongshim. And this Fed Aurora with Lucian that's kind of on the cusp of being very relevant in this game could turn things quite heavily. Like, if they can get a fight without Kingen, because he doesn't have TP, that could be a thing. Although he seems to only want to do one thing. No, 2 things, I'll say. Kill turrets and kill Morgan in this game.
Yeah.
He has no other interest in any other part of the map.
Kingen definitely one of those guys that you can imagine felt really bad about their run in Legend Group. A literal world champion is Kingen.
A literal world champion skin he's wearing right now.
Yeah, and then he goes to Legend Group and gets absolutely bopped over and over and over again.
Well, his team did. I feel like he actually had some pretty good games.
He did, he did. Top damage per gold, right? Out of anyone in Legend Group. That was very impressive. Maybe didn't get a lot of gold in those games across the map, but still did a lot of damage. Either way, it's a good stat. Here's Calix. They're going to respect that. And yeah, I just feel like he might be the guy most out for revenge, you know?
Yeah.
Most out to prove something. Maybe more than revenge is a better way to put that.
This Trundle is exasperated about the game state. I don't know why the voice line sounds so loud in this game. You just watch that Turgidizing. It's okay, Croco. You still got another one. It's a BO5. It's your first one since Kespa Cup. Still got another one. And he wasn't there on Kespa Cup. He wasn't even on the roster. It was Hambach. It's his first best of 5, so maybe that's why he's so exasperated.
Croco came in for round 2. And we weren't sure about the choice, but he's done very well. And I think the choice ended up being correct.
We also kind of were mixed on like the Edgar situation, and Duke ended up really, I think, impacting the drafts in a positive way towards the latter half of the season, but not really setting us up for too much success in this series just yet. But again, all it takes is one missed team fight.
Yeah.
Says Wolf because it's his job to say that.
Yes.
I mean, it's like technically possible. Like, if you have, you know, Broptimism here, you could see the angles, you could see the lines.
As long as they don't drop the ball, I feel like there is still a chance.
Yeah. That's precisely what I'm talking about, Valdez. Pay your taxes.
Precisely, yeah. There is a button now. You can pay your taxes with that button. Make sure you're doing that.
I'm sure everyone is trying desperately to get those in right now. All right,
Doesn't feel like the tax dollars are being put to work.
I mean, look at this setup here. Even Calix can get to the Otacon without TPing, and he's just going to clear the mid wave. It's going to be Morgan who TPs first. The turn is so simple here with a Wukong with Flash. They do just give it up, though. Yeah.
They got spotted by Redemption. They're just like, we don't necessarily have to stay on this objective. Nice calling here from Hype.
It's kind of favorable for Bro, though. I don't know if the lead the lead might be too much, but this is kind of an angle.
I mean, Gideon's here, and there's no real way to deny him as this Rise is going deep, and Calix in a bit of trouble, but is going to flash away. Nice interrupt on the engage from Lahens, but those wallets looking pretty good. And Closer, the one-fed guy, he is going to pick up his 5th kill in the fight, takes out Gideon. And now they want to start this Otacon once again. No smite available for Nongshim, but...
It's completely leashed. I mean, not completely, but about like 85%.
Yeah, and they're pretty low.
I think there's going to be have to be happy with getting the kill on the jungler and going for a reset themselves. 20 seconds on Gideon, but he doesn't have flash or ult. Maybe they could come back and try it again. But the fact that Nongshim dropped this, I think they should have been able to hold on to this and look for a turn on the objective itself, even if they lose the 50-50. But Nongshim kind of back away, then go for a more haphazard engage here where they don't have the same setup, and they just get completely shut down by this Aurora. And sure, it's only one kill that goes over, but if they tried to continue the fight there, if Kingen tried to push for a deeper engage, I think they may have gotten wiped, and that would have been the one fight we kind of keep memeing about and alluding to. That's not really the fight I mean. Like, that was a kill and an Otacon deny, but it puts a dent in the gold lead. You know, we're well, like 600.
Closer missed this one, and he is going to have to flash.
Still deathless.
That would be a very nice kill to take away from him, although it doesn't look like he's got a bounty at this point in time, as the team is behind.
Morgan denying some farm, as Nongshim are the ones who are committing further. I mean, Morgan can TP in, his ult's up in 10 seconds.
All right, the Muramana complete here for Jiwoo. It's a great time for them to fight. Kingen is going to go for a back, though. And so it looks like maybe he's going to go bot. No need to hard force the Otacon. I mean, if you get a good setup like they had on the first take, and they weren't quite able to stick the landing, but if you've got a good setup, you can try for it, sure, but not going to take the risk this time around and just go for a reset. We haven't even had the second Drake taken, so we don't even know what the soul is. Both these teams are like,
Otacon or bust.
Not about that. It's probably going to be a good soul as well, based on what we're seeing here.
I thought you were going to say it's probably going to be bust. So many Otacon fights have been.
Yeah.
Morgan still struggling on the channel we've been watching.
Yeah. Morgan's... I mean, he blind picked Ambessa and made it very clear that, you know, the Aurora was going mid. I just feel like there were some stumbles in the draft for Bro that didn't exactly leave me with a lot of confidence, especially after game 1.
This time they have, once again, jungle control while taking Otacon, or threatening an Otacon take. Just like the trap they set in game 1, instead of turning on the Otacon itself, trying to set a vision trap, but Pro are able to leapfrog their way through and take away some of that vision. Control vision now set up in the tri-brush, and we reset again. And the wave clear this Ryze has, though, kind of puts a timer on this for Bro, because eventually they will have to deal with that. They're losing all 3 lanes. And I don't mean in the laning phase sense, to just don't have any macro control over the map right now and have to spend some of the resources just to clear vision. They have to make an engage happen. They're the ones with the Trundle, though, and a Pillar will get a ton of health off Gideon. So there's that. Small baby steps.
Yeah. Just gotta try to play around Closer as much as possible and get him in a position to do damage without fully committing, and I think Bro actually do have a decent chance. Stuff like this, you know, Vidipoke comes down, Lehen's in a weird spot. He's gonna drop the Redemption, but now the ult comes down as, oh, Lehen's, he barely got back in there. That was so close. But he is going to survive off of that play.
Yeah, Lehen's just like, I don't even have an analogy for that one, man. He just like opened the car door and said no and got back in the car. That was pretty wild play there. And they will get away with it once again, threatening this Otacon start as they have top side control, mid wave push through. There's not a whole lot of vision here for the side of Bro. This is an awkward teleport angle for Kingen, but he is on this Fed Aatrox. I think he's just going to be fine.
Yeah, he's able to just frontline pretty well for now. But that's Sterix. Lehen's makes his way back, but no Unbreakable will right now. They're looking for the pick on the Krako. He's in a lot of trouble. Does get the subjugation now, but he's still going to die. And the turn is immaculate here from the side of Nongshim. Gio is going to be safe. Closer does go golden, and he's going to be safe for the wall himself. But the rest of the team, not so much. Morgan barely gets away, but Calyx is going to take him down. And I think that is the final nail in the coffin for that fight. Double kill comes through. Even though Closer did so much in terms of damage, it wasn't enough. And they say, hey, Baron's here. Might as well take that.
Yeah, we don't need Palu. That one doesn't give you pushing power across the map. Not going to turn the minions big. We want the Baron buff. Instead, Calyx is going to push through. And this play here from Lehen's allows the escape.
What does he say?
Fight.
I think he just said, good job.
Yeah, good job, good job, good job.
Didn't seem surprised at all.
Like, Krako is not really an ideal target in most circumstances, but they have enough damage here. These players are so ahead. With this Corki, you can just kill him. And then the fight gets pretty interesting. Like, no one should question Morgan's Ambessa after this. That was pretty clean, like, all things considered. But yeah, it still gets killed. They end up losing the extended fight. It's a really nice and relatively safe engage there by Nongshim, and that was the decisive call. Finally, after so many Otacon baits, after so many, you know, vision traps that didn't lead to the full fight, they're able to get back-to-back objectives. The Baron is theirs, 2,000 gold with it, and now they're looking to break open the base as they're just going to set up a 1-3-1 and head straight for the heart of the Bros.
Yeah.
Which is ironically not Degon's house, actually. It's right over there, the Nexus.
Yeah, and that heart is pretty broken after what we've seen so far from the Bros, unfortunately. It just feels like Nongshim are on a different level. And, I mean, that was one of the storylines we were going to get today. You talked about it at the beginning, you know, were we going to get kind of like sad defeated Nongshim? Were we going to get Legend Group Nongshim? That's just heads above. Was Bro going to play really well because they barely made it into play-ins and they have a lot to play for and not a lot of pressure, you know, there's not huge expectations. There were a lot of different narratives and storylines coming into this, but it just feels like the kind of unfortunate one for the series, which is the Nongshim beatdown, is the one that's coming true so far.
Redemption here, just to help sustain their push. Such a strong item right now. Everybody's buying it. As they're going to look for a pick on the Calyx.
Oh boy. Well, they're not going to land that one. The phase rush is helping quite a lot, and now they don't have an interrupt. And he will get away. And that was the one collapse.
Yeah, that you commit everything there. They're like, cool, there's the inhibitor. And also, by the way, Ryze is still pushing mid.
Yeah.
He's going to get a second one.
He just walks back. King at level 17, tanking everything up, gets a massive amount of health on that one auto. And with the Baron, with the Otacon, they're just taking everything. 2 inhibitors go down. Even the wave in bottom lane is timed here. Not sure if that was done on purpose, but it's going to feel pretty good.
I don't think it really was, but it was set up slightly earlier, and the timing works out incredibly well here. And that's just going to be triple inhibs. Everyone for Bro is up. Doesn't necessarily mean they can defend, because there's another wave coming through here in mid, and that super wave in top is coming over. But with some lower health bars, and with the remainder of this Baron buff giving them the empowered recall, they'll just take their opportunity to go back and say, maybe we'll get a second dragon 30 minutes into the game.
It's so weird that only one dragon has been
It's just
taken.
so much of the action has been on the top side of the map.
Yeah.
And then the Otacon spawned, and that was kind of the end of it. Nobody really wants to give up map control for a solo Chemtech dragon.
Yeah.
And now that there's 6 super minions spawning at a time to go towards Bro's base, you don't give up the map to do dragon. You don't even need to do dragon. You
Send
don't
the
want
game.
the dragon. You
Yeah.
just walk with the super minions and say good luck.
It's either that or just wait for the next Baron and just end the game then. As the inhibitors will be down for about a minute, maybe a little bit less, depending on how long it takes to take the Baron. As Death Cap completed for Calyx. 10,000 gold the lead. And yeah, they're just going to go ahead and push down the mid lane. Damage dealt most by Closer. It just doesn't really matter, not in this game.
Yeah. One individual player's performance and damage is not going to win team fights for you when you're this far behind. As Kingan's looking for an in.
Yeah, he's just trying to bait this one. Paulo taking an immense amount of damage. Kingan getting into that backline. A little bit half-hearted of an engage here from Nongshim, but it just doesn't matter as in goes Lahent. Gonna open this one up. The double root comes down, one of them going into Zonya's. As Closer roots himself, goes into the base. This game is over by a very big long shot here. 12,000 gold the difference, 31 minutes is the game timer, and that'll be Nongshim up 2-0.
2-0 lead. The first time they've won 2 games in a row in a very long time. The first time they've won 2 games in a series in a very long time.